Hi, my name is Caroline. I'm a special ed teacher here in Lubbock, and I've been at Redeemer for 5 years, I think. The Worth It initiative started at a really good time for me. I had just taken a new job relatively recently prior to it starting, and so it was a really natural time. I was already kind of planning on increasing my giving, and so the Worth It initiative just challenged me to go even further than what I was planning on kind of doing. And so I don't know that I would have said prior to beginning and being in Worth It that I had a love for money type of thing, but I definitely do. I felt a lot of hesitation as I was deciding on what I wanted to give and how much I wanted to give. Worth It in that sense started right at a really good time for me to kind of help me throw out these individualistic ideas I have about money and replace them with a more communicative idea about money. But also Worth It really challenged me in generosity in a lot of ways. So I took DMT this last spring, and so it showed me how what it really looks like to be generous with my time and with my emotional bandwidth and things like that. But one of the most impactful things in terms of really challenging me in generosity was looking at the early church and looking at how they gave everything that they had to the church, and then the church kind of reallocated as they saw the needs arise amongst the people. And I thought that that was really interesting just because it really challenged this natural individualistic aspect. In growing up in America, we tend to be a very individualistic society. And so it just really went against the grain a little bit of what I feel I'd grown up with. And so that's kind of where it started in terms of really challenging oh, maybe I don't know generosity as fully as I think that I do. And so that's what the most impactful sermon, I guess, was. Those are things that I think I would have already, I would have already said, I feel generous in those things. And I realized that there's just this really prevalent spirit of self-preservation that I have, that I'm constantly kind of having to put down. Just challenging myself to, I don't know, push against this comfort that I'm constantly wanting to seek. So